Okay, before I start, let me ask you a question. Hey, listen here. So, what was the most expensive gift that you ever gave someone? The most expensive gift that I ever bought someone was this name brand tie for my dad for his birthday. And yeah, and it cost me around like $200. That's a lot of money, but I don't want to give something special for my dad. But if you ask me if that was the most meaningful gift I ever give, I'll say probably not. The most meaningful gift that I still remember was this origami jar. I made 250 crane origami all by myself. It took me a whole month. And put it on a glass jar and packed in a nice little small box and wrapped it and gave it to my mom for her Mother's Day. It was really hard. But just thinking that my mother's gonna be happy. Like, wow, thank you you made it for me. And she would just cry. It just made me happy. This only cost me like, the paper and the jar, it cost me like $20 in total. $20. But I'll say this was my most meaningful gift I give someone else. The most expensive gift is not always most meaningful gift. Most expensive thing is not always most meaningful thing. Okay, so today we are starting on a new book. It's called Malachi. And as the name suggests, it was written by a prophet named Malachi. Malachi. And it was written to Israelites who came back from Babylonian captivity. Let me give you a really short version of summary. So, you remember that the Israelites were divided into two countries, right? Israel and Judah. But they all sinned against God. So the north Assyrians came in, just totally wasted the country. And the Judah, the Babylonians came and totally wasted the whole country and took the people to Babylon as captives, as slaves, servants. 70 years were gone. They lost their home country, they lost their language, they lost their name, they lost their homes, everything. But God did not give up on them. After 7 years, miraculously, God brought them back to their home country, their land. And when they came back to their land, just imagine the joy. They praised, and the first thing they ever did was to rebuild the temple of God. Because when the Babylonians came in, totally destroyed the temple and everything, the palace and the home and everything. And when they were finished, they celebrated. They brought sacrifice, they brought offerings, they praised, they danced, and they sang day after day because they were so amazed. They were so happy to be back, to see that, wow, God is here with us. Have you ever heard about this story? Korean being taken captive to Japan. Japanese imperialism and Japanese came in and just took over Korea for, you know how long? 40 years. So we are under the Japanese captivity for 40 years. And on 1945, 광복절, independence happened. You know how many people died trying to free our country? Thousands upon thousands. But finally, in 1945, we finally got our freedom. And everybody just flooded the street and 대한독립 만세! That means long live Korea! This was after 40 years. Imagine the joy that the Israelites had after 70 years.
These people died?
Imagine them coming back to their homeland. It was a huge celebration. It was a party. But since then, time passed. Time went on. Not much things have changed since then. They still came to the temple. They brought the offering. They went there, they sang, they praised, they prayed. From the outside, everything remained the same. But when you look inside, everything changed. And this is what God said. When you give blind animals as sacrifice, isn't that wrong? And isn't it wrong to offer animals that are crippled and diseased? Try giving gifts like that to your governor and see how pleased he is, says the Lord, heaven's armies. So they were still offering to God. They were still coming to the temple with the animal as a sacrifice. The animal they were bringing were not good ones, were not healthy ones. They were blind, they were crippled, they were diseased, they were dying. Was God mad because he needed the animal to survive?
No.
God already owns everything. He made everything. He's creator. So what was the problem? Why is God so mad? Oh, what a nuisance. You turn up your nose at it. So what was really going on in their hearts? They were doing the same thing, but inside they were thinking, oh man, what a nuisance. This is boring. This is tedious.
They just didn't want it to.
Yeah, they didn't want to be there. Kill me. Don't want to be here. Wow. They did not care about worship at all. They did not care. Worship became a hassle, an annoyance, a nuisance. They were not glad to be there anymore. Why waste a good animal to God? Why kill an animal that I could use for something else? So they brought a bad, dying, crippled, and diseased, and blind animals. Thinking that, oh, God's not going to care. God doesn't see anything. God's not going to know. God was so upset with their attitude that he said, how I wish one of you should shut the temple doors so that this worthless sacrifice could not be offered. I'm not pleased with you. What he's saying is, man, just don't come to the temple. Just don't come to the temple at all. I cannot stand your offering. I'm not pleased. They might have been in the temple doing the same thing, but their hearts were so far from God. They were here, yes, but their minds were not even here. How about our worship? How about us? Aren't we coming to church every Sunday, but our heart is very far from it? No. You're sitting down there and your mind is wondering, oh man, how much I would rather be somewhere else. My friends may be playing with video games. They'll be much better off than staying here wasting my time. It's just what is this? It's just pointless. I hate worship. It sucks.
Then don't come.
We come here with the offering and put it on the offering basket because just my parents gave me the money. Not even giving me thought. Well, guess what? You might be doing the same thing. Yeah. You might be here, sitting there, listening to me speak, putting the offering, or singing praise, or dancing. But what God watches for is not what you are doing from outside. Because what he really wants is not how much you can give, like expensive gift, but a meaningful gift. So next time you come, put your hearts into it. When you sing, put your hearts into it. When you dance, put your hearts into it. When you sit down and listen, put your heart into it. That's what God is really happy for. Meaningful gift, not expensive gift. Offer your meaningful worship to God, and He will be most glad. Let me pray.